What is going on YouTube? Hey, I thought I'd come in here, pardon my voice, and make a little pep talk video for you guys. I know a lot of you guys enjoy my pep talks. I know a couple months back I was doing my truck talks, and a lot of you guys seem to get a lot of entertainment, maybe an ounce of value from those videos. So I have another one for you guys. Just some things have been on my mind about business, about scaling, about employees, about hiring. Just some things that you guys will kind of go through as you guys grow. And this video is kind of tailored to the person that's probably off the truck, maybe thinking about getting off the truck, or maybe you're off the truck and you got some guys working for you and maybe you're dealing with some issues there. Been there, done that. We're in the process of being there and done that. I mean, everyone's got issues, right? Everyone's got their own problems. So I figured I'd come in over here on this video and just give you guys my 2 cents. If you guys are just started out in the pressure washing business and you guys are looking for help how to get started with marketing and all that stuff, this video might not be tailored for you, but rest assured, if you guys check out the first link in the description, it'll take you to my program. We've helped hundreds and over 1,000 people get started in the pressure washing business. I think it'll give you a lot of great value in there. So check out the first link in the description. So I got the truck parked on my property, Malibu, and I actually got my boat hooked up because we're fixing to go to the coast this afternoon and do some fishing. So over here kind of preparing for that. First time I've taken the boat to the coast this whole year. So ready to do some sport fishing. Alrighty, so let's talk about equipment for a brief moment. And this is kind of the thing that, a lot of you guys are probably already figured out right now. I'm talking to the guy who is, owner operator, been doing this for a few years, and you're breaking necks and cashing checks. You're out there grinding, right? You probably already have your equipment pretty much figured out. But here's what happens when you kind of start getting employees working for you and you start getting guys that are knocking out the jobs for you, is this equipment right here very, very quickly becomes non-scalable. Now, this is like, at the time when I bought it, and I'll get into some of the stuff that I've done to it. It was the best, pretty much one of the best things you guys can get on the market. It's got an 8-gallon-a-minute power washer. It's got AR45. It's got a 3-stage window cleaning unit right here. Okay, boom, electric hose reels. I mean, it's got a blend manifold. It's got the button where you can go around the corner, turn it off and on, all from a button. It's got so many capabilities in here. But as you notice, look at all the wires and the tubing around here. Look at all this. If you're brand new in the power washing business, you're probably looking at this going, good Lord, have mercy. How do you even figure all that out? Look at this. So this is why I say this is not scalable. When you're an owner operator, you've probably, and if you're watching this video and you're an owner operator, like myself back in the day, you have probably watched hundreds of hours of power washing videos on YouTube. You've watched every single house washing video, every single roof cleaning video, every single how to set up power washing equipment video. You're very well versed in how this equipment goes together, right? So if you're watching this video and you're, true and true power washer like myself, you can probably look at this equipment and go, yeah, I can figure out how some of this goes together. And it makes sense. Why does it make sense for you? Because we've lived, breathed, and ate this business for this many years, right? We have that time. What happens when you get an employee, someone working for you, they have so much to learn about the business. And what is their goal, right? What is that one thing that you want them to go out there and do? What are you hiring them for? You want them to go out there and be able to wash a house properly. You want them to be able to go and know driveway cleaning. There's so much to learn in a very short amount of time that they need to become, well-versed rather quickly so that they can successfully take care of the job that you were there, originally to do, right? You're hiring them, you want them to go out there and perform the work. You give them this set of equipment right here, and they're just, the problem is if one thing goes wrong on this whole skid, they're not gonna know how to fix it, right? Unless they're extremely well experienced. But look at all this stuff. At one point this had a remote a remote system on it. I completely ripped it out, right? So now I switched to manual. This is just a manual feed. So if we wanna, apply soap, we go back over here and we switch the valve to soap, right? If we wanna rinse, we go back to the truck, switch it to rinse. Look, even this setup is still a bit more advanced. On our other trucks and trailers, it's all downstreaming, okay? We downstream everything and we 12 volt everything. The problem is, as nice as this equipment is, whenever you first get it, the stuff that we're working with is so corrosive, and the more complicated the equipment is with the spider web of wires and electrical and tubing, the more failure points that there are on it, right? The more well-versed you need to be in electronics and power washing for you to successfully diagnose what the hell is going on, right? Again, look, it's very nice when it's all brand new, but as it ages, that it becomes, the point of diminishing returns, it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse because of all the electrical, all the rust that happens after a year or two. When you first get it, might be just fine, might be great for a good bit of time. Maybe you're an owner operator and you're going back to the truck after the guys have left and you're making sure everything's tidying up and whatnot. Look, the reason why I say it doesn't work at scale is because when you're turning and burning and you're growing to $500,000 or even $1 million, you're not gonna be around the trucks as much. You're not gonna be out in the field making sure the guys are flushing everything correctly, making sure the guys are tightening loose ends, tightening bolts, screwing screw caps tight. There's so many things on this truck and trailer, or on this truck, that really need maintenance, that need to be looked out after. And look, when you're an owner operator, like I was back in the day, you guys might be able to level with me on this. We were tucking in our equipment at night with a bed, or with a blanket, right? Hypothetically. We were wiping it down. We were flushing it. We were flushing every little loose thing. We were spraying it off, spraying it for bugs, taking it apart, putting it back together. We took care of this stuff. And that's why, if you're an owner operator and you have this level of equipment, you're able to successfully use this equipment and use it well, and it makes you very, very efficient because you keep up with it and you know exactly what goes on with this truck and trailer when it actually goes on. When you start getting guys, you can't expect them to have that level of care for it like you did back in the day, or like you do, because you're just more invested into the business. You're the business owner, right? You can't expect an employee who's getting paid by the hour or by the day or however you have your payment set up with them to have that level of care for that. It's just not going to happen. Like I said in previous videos, you'd be lucky to find someone who's 80% of who you actually are. It's just not realistic. Maybe you got lucky, maybe you have that one guy. Look, again, this whole video is based off my experience, and I've also talked to a lot of other bigger companies, bigger than ourselves, and they say the same thing. Here's what you guys need to do, and here's what we've done. So we've ripped off all of our electronics, mostly on all of our stuff. Our downstreamers, literally, like back in the day, guys, you want the downstreamer on, you take the tube, you put the dipstick in the bucket. When you're done using it, you take the dipstick out of the bucket, you put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and you rinse it out. Okay, easy to do. There's no electronics involved. If something goes wrong, you buy another downstream injector. They're 40 bucks, have them on standby. A monkey could replace a downstream injector. Okay, you put someone on here to diagnose an electrical issue that's only been working for you for a month or two after they just learned how to do house washing. It's gonna cause you to go back out in the field and take time away from your day to go and fix this stuff. And then what's the whole point of you having guys out in the field if they're not gonna be able to run a truck, right? And they have issues, and you're going back out, wasting your time when you can be growing the business. You're back out in the field diagnosing stuff. Now, it doesn't happen every day, but at scale, that's the point, what I'm saying here. At scale, when you're doing 5 jobs a day with per truck and 2 trucks running, you're doing 10 jobs a day. You're doing $5-6 grand a day in the busy seasons. Dude, this equipment is so not scalable. You need to dumb down your equipment. You need to be so robust. The way I like to think about it is like when you're an owner operator and you're out there making bank and you're working your ass off and you're out there, you can have the Rolls Royces of equipment, right? Because you're gonna take care of that Rolls Royce. It's gonna feel nice. It's gonna have heated seats and have a little fridge in the center console. It's gonna take care of you. It'll be the nicest thing ever, right? When you're an owner operator, you're able to have the nicest equipment and take care of it, right? But when you hire guys, they need to be in, quote unquote, Toyotas, Hondas, something very, very reliable that will never break down on them, that will be able to keep them going to the next job, to where if something does go wrong, it's a simple, quick, easy, and cheap fix, and it's gonna keep you going down and down the road, right? There's a reason like these oil companies, they don't drive freaking like, these Cyber trucks or like Rivian electrical trucks. They drive, F-250s, diesel F-250s. Why? Because they're super reliable, You know, they always turn on, they get to the job, and they last a long time. Pretty much our go-to cleaning, avenues are cleaning are two things: 12 volt, or I'm sorry, three things: 12 volt, downstream injectors, and then pump up sprayers. Guys, we use pump up sprayers a lot. A couple of reasons why: they're very cheap. Okay, this is the theme here: very robust cleaning style. Okay, cheap and easy to fix. Right? If I need another pump up sprayer, just go buy another one. Okay, if this house has algae and black mildew like all along the foundation, I'm not gonna tell a new guy to go fire up the AR-45 and come over here and spray it, okay? They're gonna get a pump up sprayer, they're gonna come over here and pump up spray the whole bottom half, okay? Like traditionally on a lot of foundation on the houses that are a bit more mildewy than maybe the sides are, depending on the side of the house, right? And then they'll wash the rest of the side, right? We eliminate a lot of, things that could go wrong by just kind of dumbing down our equipment. And look, this is just my experience. I've had things go wrong out in the field, okay? For instance, the reason why this truck is parked here at my house and I have to get it fixed is because this AR-45 doesn't work. Now, we dog this stuff, guys. I mean, look, it's been dogged, dude. This thing gets dogged every day, freaking 4 jobs a day. It's cranking. We change the oil like every other month, basically. Yeah, you turn it on. No pressure coming out of it, no water. So yeah, I know, I don't want to hear that, oh, it's not primed. No. I know the difference. I know when something isn't primed or not. This AR-45 is having an issue. I'm not sure. I think something's blown out on the pump or whatever. But look, that's just, goes back into my case. We use 12 volts on pretty much everything. I'm gonna delete this AR-45 here really soon. I'm gonna get maybe a little bit more life out of it. I'll fix it one more time, and then the next thing that goes out on this thing, I'm freaking replacing it going 12 volt. Yes, on AR-45, you could shoot 40 feet in the air, and all you guys are like, oh man, you need an AR-45 because it could shoot extra couple feet. Okay, great, have a great day. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. I rather put a 12 volt on there that has a 25-foot distance and then get on a step ladder, that 8-foot step ladder, or 10-foot step ladder, okay, and step on it all the way to the top and then shoot my shot with a 12 volt. Knowing that I have a replacement in the back. I clip 2 wires. If it goes out, clip 2 wires, hook the other 2 wires back up, replace the pump, and I'm back in business. I don't have to deal with a $4,000 AR-45 setup, and it's so robust. It's so reliable. I understand people have different, experiences with AR-45s and whatnot, but it goes back to, if you're gonna get a guy out in the field who has little to no experience, less than 6 months, do you think he's gonna know what he's doing over there? No. You have to really dumb down the cleaning style. Get a pump up sprayer. Here's a downstream injector. Very, very simple, man. It's got a little tit on it. You put the tube on it. You put the other tube in the bleach tank. Okay, they've probably done similar things with old school power washers back in the day, cleaning their car. Some of these Home Depot ones sell it. So people they get it. They understand how a downstreamer works. They have no idea how an AR-45 works, if they're brand new. And so, hey, yeah, put the dipstick in the soap tank. When you're done, put it out of the soap tank. Then, whenever you want to rinse it down at the end of the job, you get the 5-gallon bucket, fill up with water, put that dipstick in the 5-gallon bucket of water, and then go and rinse down this house. Hey, you're done. Great. Any areas that maybe you have some mildew spots that aren't coming up with a downstream injector because it's not as strong, take out that pump-up sprayer, go and hit it with a pump-up sprayer. I just dumbed down that whole job and makes it so easy, so cheap to do. Yes, I understand it might take this guy a little bit longer to do than it might take you, but look, if you want to really scale out 7 figures, doing crazy jobs a day, you're gonna have to get a little bit more realistic, because you're not gonna find, 6 of yous out there in your market that's willing to work for, hourly pay, who's gonna go out there and be as efficient as you, who's gonna be able to understand that equipment like you do, who's gonna be able to take care of it like you do, and be as invested as you are. It's just not going to happen. You might have one guy that's like that, but that's an anomaly. It's just not scalable. It's not realistic long-term, generally speaking. So just take that into account, guys, when you guys are, building out. Maybe you guys are running into these issues now where you're out in the field and it's like, man, the employee, like your guys are not taking care of your equipment like you are, and it's causing issues in the field. It's time to delete some of that stuff. Get a bit more realistic, get a bit, dumb down the equipment, downstream injectors, 12 volt pump up spray. Don't be afraid to use a pump up sprayer. We go through pump up sprayers all the time and it's like 15 bucks, okay? It's my little pep talk for you guys. I'm actually getting ready here to, we actually got all this wood little furniture set here from a previous customer from yesterday. I loaded it up. I'm gonna take it over to my partner's house. And I got the boat ready to go. She's ready, she's wiped down. I put these dual mini Coda Raptors on it. Makes it really cool for shallow water. I'm not sure how many of you guys are boat people. Yeah, we're out in the field today. This truck's out in the, getting it fixed probably on Monday. The truck's out in the field. We've got a commercial project we're doing today, along with a couple other house washing projects. So I really appreciate you guys tuning into this video. If you got any kind of value from this video, any kind of entertainment, maybe you're watching this and you're driving in the truck, you know, comment down below what you want to see next. Hit the like button. And if you guys could, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. It would just be an absolute blessing. Hey, take care. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.